My name's Mark, one of the pastors here at Trillium. Who's in, who's out? This was a basic conundrum of the early church because those first disciples of Jesus were Jews. And when the church started to take its message out, the disciples taking its message out to the broader community, they were all Jews. And Jewish people, some responded positively to the message of Jesus Messiah. But eventually the day came when a bunch of Gentiles got introduced to this new way of living, the way. And they responded, and the Holy Spirit came upon them just like it did those first disciples of Jesus. And there's the conundrum of the church. Are they in or out? See, because Judaism had struggled with where the role of the Gentiles was. There was one stream of Judaism that believed that the Jews were the chosen people to bring the light of God to all the nations so that everyone could live under the same common human family as children of God. But there was another stream of Judaism that believed that the Gentiles, the ethnos, the ethnoi, were just a bunch of reprobates, that God, when he sent his Messiah into the world, that he would destroy all the Gentiles, remove the scourge from the planet so that the true people of God could flourish. And into this mix comes Jesus. And it's obvious that he doesn't actually address this issue one way or the other, because when he departs and the early church starts to grapple with this, they don't have any clear direction about what they're supposed to do with the Gentiles. You know, that whole question of who's in or who's out is such a basic question in life. You know, that news, Greece has been in the news a lot lately. Are they in Europe or are they out of Europe? Scotland just had a referendum a few months back. Are they in the UK or are they out of the UK? Quebec's had 2 referendums. Are they in Canada or are they out of Canada? Jacques Parizeau just passed away, and on the night when the second referendum went down to defeat, he got up and angrily and bitterly complained about the fact they lost because of the money and the ethnic vote. That word ethnic comes from the same word that's in the Bible. Somehow when you're an ethnic, you're now part of the pure people. So you're not a true Quebecois if you're an ethnic person, presumably a non-white or a non-French speaking person. You don't belong. You know, we see this issue in the States. Are Black Americans true Americans? You look at Obama. He's constantly given a hard time because of the fact that he's Black, and that whole question around his birth certificate. Is he in or out? Does he belong or doesn't he belong? And not just on the front pages of the newspaper, but just in our own personal lives. Are we in or are we out? And I see young people trying to get established in their careers. They've gone to school, they come out, but it's a hard world out there today. Getting yourself planted in life and getting going in your career, your chosen passion and getting paid for it. It's hard today. You know, where are people going to get their feet down in life? Where are they going to root down in life? Who's going to be their partner? Are they going to be able to have a family? Can they afford a home? These are just basic questions, you know. And some people, they actually do get what they're looking for. They get what they want. They get the family, they get the wife, they get the house, the career, but they're still empty inside. They know they should be happy, but they're not. And that sense of meaningless pervades things. And there's other people, they're trapped. They're trapped in poverty or addiction or in relationships or in bad chronic disease, whether it's physical or mental, and they just can't seem to get out of it. Is it ever going to end? And that sense of deliverance seems so far away. And we can go down the list, these kind of basic anxieties that we all bring to life. And it's all rooted in whether we're in life or out of life. And there's a big question for those of us who wonder whether we're in with God or whether we're out with God. Course in Miracles says today on the 7th principle of miracles that miracles are ours by right, but purification must come first. And what it means is that we are the chosen people of God. We are all of us children of God. We belong to God. Miracles, the giving and receiving of miracles are very much a part of life itself. And they're meant to be a marker about the fact that there is an ultimate destination beyond our anxious living that's waiting for us. But the purification must come first. And it's not to be purified so that we get God's blessing, but in the midst of God's blessing for us, we've got to remove those the dark energy of life and the dark energy of our thinking. And that's when the miracles come to us. You know, they're an offering to us to awaken our hearts and minds so that we might see life as it really is and let go of all the dark ways that have become entangled with ourselves. You know, Greece, is it in or out? I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know whether Quebec is ultimately in Canada or not, or whether Black Americans will ultimately be reconciled with the broader culture. But I promise you this, You are in with God. And so am I. And that is good news for today.